So why do we meditate? Huh? Why do we practice? To calm the mind. And the moment we stop practicing, the mind is not calm anymore. And then we practice again, and then the mind gets calm, and then we stop practicing, and the mind gets agitated again. That's not that's not the way. What do we want to get? We want to get rid of the agitation. In order to do that, we first have to calm the mind. We calm the mind in two ways. Either we use anapanasati, observing the breath at the tip of the nose, knowing that the breath goes in, knowing that the breath goes out, knowing that the breath is long, knowing that the breath is short, knowing that the breath is rough, knowing that the breath is subtle. We have to learn to know, not just to calm the mind down, we have to know about every moment of the breath. Huh? When it is beginning, when it is at its height, when it's slowly going to decrease, when the turning point from in-breath to out-breath is. That is the knowingness that we are looking after, that we that we want to achieve. This is the key point. It is called Sati. The knowingness is called Sati. And without Sati, it is like we are blind people. With Sati, it is like we have eyes that can see. And if we can see, we can start to investigate. If we can't see, we cannot investigate the things that agitate us. So we have to get the mind calm. Yeah? So use the Buddha or use the breath. The Buddha is the mental repetition of the word Buddha, 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 Buddha. There is no fixed point. The fixed point is Buddha. The breath, the fixed point is around the tip of the nose. And we always have to return to the fixed point of the nose. Otherwise we will not get into one-pointedness. And that is our that is our goal. We want to reach one-pointedness. All what we know in this world is duality. We know subject and object. But we don't know one-pointedness. We don't know when subject and object merges into one point. And we want to make this experience. Why do we want to make this experience? Because we want to know what Nibbana is like. We want to have a preview of Nibbana. It gives us some more motivation to practice. Because if we have one preview of Nibbana, and then when we come out, we don't want to come out actually. We want to go back. That's where our home is. It's like the story of the lost son, yeah? When we look at the Christian teaching, yeah? He wants to go back home. And that's what we want to do. We want to go back home from where we come. Yeah? And every one of us comes from there. And that is this knowingness. Yeah? And that's why we have to develop it. In the beginning it will be still the worldly knowingness, it will be the Sati, but once we dive into the one-pointedness, it will be a different kind of knowingness. A knowingness that doesn't know objects, just the pure knowingness or the pure essence of our citta. And the essence of our citta for every being is the same. No matter if it is human, no matter if it is animal, no matter if it is spirit, yeah, or ghost, or hungry ghost, demon, or in the hell realm, or in the deva realm. They all have cittas. They all have the same essence. But we differentiate ourselves, and that's where all our problems start. I'm a woman, I'm a man, yeah? I'm tall, I'm of this race, I'm of that race, I'm this nationality, I'm that nationality, and all the fighting goes on, or starts. Này, mấy chị đơn,อยู่ไหม อยู่กับพุทโธ rồi làm hai là trái. เมื่อไม่เข้าใจก็ฟังในใจนะ All these identification with this personality or that personality, this nationality or that nationality, this family or that family, this identification creates a lot of dukkha. And dukkha is the first noble truth. Dukkha is dissatisfaction, discomfort, dis-ease, suffering, pain, and so on. Yeah? Restlessness. That's all dukkha. And dukkha comes from the attachment to the things that we believe we are, but we are not. It is our desire. It's our desire to be. It's our desire to have. It's our desire not to be or not to have. People who kill themselves have the desire not to be. What happens to them? I mean, it's a gruesome story. People who kill themselves. It doesn't end with that. And they will notice it sooner or later. It's the same when we die. It's not that the citta dies, the citta never dies. The citta is the everlasting tourist. Just like we, as a human being, we go from this country to that country, or from this province to that province, or from this village to that village. We're just going, yeah? And when we cross borders, that's what we call, yeah? For instance, when we cross the border from France to Germany or from France to Spain, that's when we have a new life, yeah? Or what we call rebirth. We're just going to another region in the sphere of the 31 realms of existence. There are a lot above us, there are a lot of Diva realms, but there are quite a few down there, and even the hell realms, there are quite a few hell realms. And that's what we do. We go from one country to the next, just like human beings. We just go from one realm to the next. And that's an endless circle, just like a circle who has no start and who has no beginning, unless we find the way out. Or, like I like the simile of a hamster wheel. A hamster in a hamster wheel. Well, what does it do? Have you ever looked at a hamster in a hamster wheel? Running, 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 not going anywhere. Huh? Picture it. See it. Huh? Each one of us has seen it. Right? A hamster in a hamster wheel, that's us. Running, running, running. Huh? Not going anywhere, always being at the same spot. Except when we open the door and get out. Then we are going somewhere. And the door to get out of this samsara, or this wheel of birth and death, or the circle of birth and death, whatever you want to call it, or this hamster wheel, is the entrance to the stream, or sodapanna, or stream entry. And in order to open the door to stream entry, we have to do a lot of practice. Not only do we have to practice the mind to get calm, into upachara samadhi. Upachara samadhi is when thoughts and memories are stopping. We really have to experience it. That is not an option. We have to get into upachara samadhi. We have to see something. We have to experience that. When thoughts and memories are stopping. Because when thoughts and memories are stopping, the future is stopping, the past is stopping, there's no more future, there's no more past, there's no more loneliness, there's no more anger, there's nothing. There's just a pure experience, without this stupid commentator who constantly tells us what we experience. Our practice is not going well. Who tells you this? Or this is nice, this is calm. I mean, how do we not know? Why do we need to say anybody to tell us, what we experience? When we grab in the fire, we say it is hot, yeah? I mean, don't you feel the fire when you grab into it? Before anything comes up? This is a commentator who runs our life, who tells us, this is hot, I burned myself, I feel angry, I feel this, I feel that. Or I'm in this mood, or I'm in that mood. We are living in a different realm. Yeah? Or you can say, we're living in an ivory tower. Just like any kind of professor at the university, he lives in his own universe. He doesn't know the reality. He has to step down, come down from his ivory tower and feel the feet on the ground to get a basis. And we live in the ivory tower of our language, of our symbols. So, in order to understand, not to use these symbols, and understand what these symbols are standing for, we have to experience. We have to find the value. Like in programming language, we have symbols, but actually, it is just a pointer to something. And then we have to look. With every word, for instance, pain, what is the value of pain? Otherwise, it's just a word, just a symbol. And we are so good at manipulating symbols. There's no end, and we create new symbols. So the more symbols we create, the more complex our world is, the more we are delusional. The more we live up, or the higher we are in this ivory tower. So we have to get down to the basic experience. How does it feel? When you take a shower, how does it feel like? What do you think when you take a shower? So many thoughts are going through. Do you feel anything? Just yeah. When you eat, what do you feel? When you taste, what do you feel? When something touches you, be it the wind, or be it an insect, or be it this, what do you feel? Especially for eating. You see your food, and all your thoughts are about this food. You're not even aware of what you're tasting. That tastes nice. But what is it that tastes? There are 7 kinds of taste. It's salty, sour, hot. What is it? Man. What is man? Greasy, and so on. That's it. Every kind of food is made out of these 7 tastes. But what do we taste? That's good. I want more. I don't like this. It's too bitter. Or it's too spicy. And so on. So we are not actually with eating. We are not actually with tasting. We are all in our thoughts. And that's why I said we live in an ivory tower. And we have to come down. So what is the taste of the food that we have in the mouth? Is it salty, sour, bitter? And so on. What is the feeling? How does it feel like pain? What is pain? All our life we're running away. Just somebody needs to say, if you do this, there will be a lot of pain. So we don't do it. We haven't even experienced the pain. We just know, we just know the symbol. We don't like it, the symbol, so we run away. That's the life that we normally lead. We hanker after the things that we like, and we run away from the things that we dislike. Living in a world of symbols, not knowing what these symbols really represent. At the value, the symbols are just pointers to values. What is the value, for instance, of pain? What is the value of bitter? What is the value of this kind of touch? At the value is always an experience. That's it. And we have to get to that level in order to be able to remove some of the hindrances, or to remove the kilesa. To understand, to get down to this level of pure experience. And that's why Samadhi is so important. Upachara Samadhi, or access Samadhi, is so important. Because that's when we are actually on an experience level, where things just happen, or where we just experience without anybody telling us what we experience. And every one of you knows, whenever there is a comment about the experience that you had, you start to think, oh, that was good, I want more, I don't like it, I don't want it. So you're already in thought. And you miss all the life that is going on in that time. What is going on in this time? We have to realize it. We have to be there, present at every moment of our life. Only then can we understand what is going on. Right? Normally, in order to describe that, it is like a physicist makes an experiment. If he does not watch every moment, he will not understand the experiment. He will not understand, why these results are happening. And so is it with us. We have to get every moment of our movements within the chitta to be able to understand what is going on in the chitta. Why the chitta reacts like this or like that. If not, we are lost. But we are too lazy to do that. Oh, it's so tiring. Just think about when you start to meditate on your Buddha or on the breath, the moment you feel calm, you're not interested in knowing about the breath anymore because you want to stay with the calm. And that's where we go wrong. We have to school our Sati. We have to really put some effort in knowing at every moment until it becomes a habit. Knowing every moment what is going on in the chitta. Knowing that there is a thought wanting to come up. Knowing there's an intention to think. Knowing there's an intention to move. Knowing there's an intention to speak. Huh? But do we know that? No, we are not yet there. Huh? Maybe it takes us a long time to get there. We don't know the intentions that are created in the chitta. And when we don't know the intention, we don't know why are these intentions created. Why are we doing the things that we are doing? Let's come back to the human state. What is a human being? A human being is conscious of what is he doing, why is he doing, and what is the result of his doing. That's the definition of a human being. So, now look at your life. How often have you been a human being? 3, 4 times? Huh? When have you, before you did something, thought about, why am I going to do it? What am I going to do it? And then after you did it, check the results? How often have you done it? So, how can we call ourselves human beings? Huh? We're just robots, programmed. Yeah? If then else. Yeah? That is programming language. If I see my uncle, then I react like this. If I see my mother, then I react like that. If I see my father, then I react like that. If I see my boss, then I react like that. That is conditioning. Yeah? This is programming language. Yeah? That's why we are good at programming, because we are ourselves programmed. Yeah? We just need to copy our own programming in, and that's why the computers are as stupid as we are. And they never get smarter. We hope they get smarter because we give them artificial intelligence. Yeah? But they don't get smarter as we. No? Because we are robots, they are robots. Yeah? And for us it is to become human again. Human being. Yeah? Knowing what one is doing, why one is doing it, and what kind of results one has. See, even the dogs don't like that. You can't talk about a super, you can't talk about reflection. And dogs want to give their comments as well. Huh? So let's go back, let's become human beings, responsible, being aware of what we are doing and why we are doing, especially why we are doing. And you will see, most of the time we are doing it because at the moment we have dukkha. Yeah? We eat because we have dukkha. And sometimes it's hunger. That's why we eat. Hunger is dukkha, it's discomfort. But sometimes it's just the feeling of restlessness. That's why we eat. Or boredom, that's why we eat. Yeah? We want to do something, This restlessness can make us really crazy. Restlessness is one of the difficult things to counteract. Restlessness means, the energy is all over the place. And how do we counteract restlessness? In focusing this restless energy into one point. And then the restlessness is gone. Boredom is very similar. It's also one of the hindrances. The moment we get interested in boredom, how does boredom feel? How is it like? How is the feeling, or how is the experience of boredom? The moment we get interested in boredom, there's no more boredom. Because boredom is the opposite of interest. So when you think your Buddha is boring, then you're not interested in the Buddha anymore. Or your breath is boring. Oh, no, this breath, I've watched it now for half an hour, it's just going in and going out, That's boring. We want to be entertained, constantly entertained, constantly something new. But actually, when we look at the breath, every time it is new. Every breath is different from the breath before. And it's the same with the Buddha. That's why we can get really easily concentrated. If we would put, some effort into our practice. But it's so difficult, it's so difficult. But who tells us it's so difficult, Who? Did you question this person, Oh, it's me. Who is you? Who is you? What is the definition that you put yourself in? Or what is the definition you define yourself? It's a combination of the 5 khandhas, of the 5 groups. The group of the body, the group of feeling, of memory association, of thoughts and consciousness. That is your personality. That's how you define yourself. This kind of body, tall or short, thin or fat. That's how you define yourself. Hairstyle, long hair, short hair, beard or no beard, woman or man. This kind of feelings, that kind of feelings, this kind of moods, that kinds of likes and dislikes. That's how you just replay. If you have some memory, replay some of the encounters with a strange person. How do you define yourself to that strange person when you meet? That's a definition of yourself. Or that's a definition that you want. Because this definition of yourself that you give to other person is not completely the true self. And the other person will notice after a while, and then gets frustrated. He lied to me. He cheated me. He disappointed me. And that's normal. We always like to pose ourselves as nice guys or nice girls. And then the other person, after a while, realizes, he's not so nice. He gets angry. He's greedy. And so on and so on. And that's why, most of our relationships break up after a while. Because we can't deal with the fact. So who are we? Ask yourself this question. It's a nice reflection. Who are you? And you will see that any kind of definition who you are is within the realms of the five khandhas. Mostly thoughts, mostly memories, but also body and feeling. Very little of consciousness. And then realize, there's good and bad within us. Don't pretend to be good. Just be the way you are, and then we can work with it. As long as we pretend to be good, we don't want to see the bad within ourselves. But realize one thing, if we are born as a human being, there's good within us and there's bad within us. Every being, no matter in what realm, is born because of greed and hate. Is born because of good and evil. If there's good, then there's evil. If there's no more good, then there's no more evil. That applies, only to the anagami or to the arahant. He transcended good and evil. He transcended duality. That's why he's not coming back in any kind of world or realms of existence. But in order to get there, in order to find the door out of samsara, or find the door out, or open the door of the hamster wheel and get out, we have to do a lot of things. We have to investigate these things. We have to investigate our identities, our attachment to the body, and our attachment to the feelings. And we have to investigate our views, our opinions. Is there a God? Is there heaven? Is there hell? Huh? Are there beings in heaven? Are there beings in hell? Karma, cause and effect, results of karma. Good actions meet good results. Bad action meet bad results. This is the first fetter, the fetter of doubt. And a lot of people, get stuck with this fetter. They don't believe that they are devas, even though some people can see them, even can talk and communicate with them. Or that they are hell realms, or being in hell, or ghosts, or hungry ghosts, or demons. Animals we believe because we can see them with our physical eyes. All other beings we can only see with our inner eyes. And we can communicate only with our chitta. Yeah? So this is one of the fetters. Yeah? The fetters that binds us to the realm of birth and death. The second fetter is the 5 precepts, not keeping the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts are what? Not harming any living being. The second, not taking what is not given. The third, no sexual misconduct. That means, being faithful in one's relationship. Stepping outside the marriage or stepping outside of one's relationship is sexual misconduct. Using somebody because of one's power, for sexual pleasure is sexual misconduct. No lies. The fourth one, no lies, no harsh speech. Everything the kind of speech, that harms other people. And no alcohol, last one, no alcohol, no drugs. Everything that makes us unmindful. Why do you think we like to drink alcohol or take drugs? Not to realize, what kind of shitty world we live. Yeah? That's most, yeah? To overcome our dukkha. Yeah? And once the drug, stops, having any effect, we need some more. No, we don't like to live in this world. Don't you realize it? And the Lord Buddha came down, and showed us the way out of this shithole. Yeah? But it's so difficult. No, it's not difficult. It's just taking one step at a time. Just like walking from here to Beijing. You have to cross the desert, you have to cross mountains, you have to go through jungle, or you go through open meadows. Whatever. Whenever you cross the matter you like it, yeah. Then you cross, the steep mountains, and you say, oh, it's too difficult. And then you get stuck there. You don't want to cross them. Or you go through the jungle and you get afraid. That is the path of meditation. It goes through all sorts of things. Or the desert, that is difficult. But if we go just one step at a time, then we will end up in Beijing or in Nirvana or Nibbana, whatever you want to call it. The deathless, in the unconditioned. Didn't we talk about that we are all conditioned? If then else, yeah? And Nibbana is called the unconditioned. There is no more conditions. We are free. We are finally free of the conditioning. When we see our parents, we are free to react in a way that is wholesome. Not in our condition, yeah? And all the memories, from the past comes up. Just like for the mother, or for the father, all the memories of the child comes up, yeah? And that's not fruitful, that's not wholesome. So the unconditioned is that what we are aiming for if we want to get out of this shithole. But as long as we love this shithole and think, this shithole is full of entertainment, fine. It's fine with me. It's your life. Yeah? It's your decision. Do you want to stay in? Or with all the relatives, you have, with all the families, with all the money, with all, whatever you have, with all the riches you have, with all the music and so on, the entertainment, yeah? Nowadays people have just one thing, one entertainment, yeah? They have their phone, their smartphone in their pockets, and all the life is in there. Yeah? They don't need any more anything. It has become really, really bad. People are not knowing, other people, they walk through the streets looking at their smartphone, bumping in this, bumping in that, yeah? Not being able to communicate, yeah? Except for kick, yeah? The next generation of human people, is, as a head, has probably a smartphone where other people can press. Why? We don't need a language anymore, yeah? That leads us even more into delusion. Yeah? This world is already a delusion. Yeah? This world is already a video game called life. And we take it so serious until game is over. And then we want to play it again. And then game over. And then we want to play it again. This time, being a farmer, next time being the minister, or being an owner of a company, and so on and so on. Sometimes, wanting to be a woman, other times wanting to be a man. Huh? There's no end of this video game called life. And because it is not only in one realm of existence, the human life, otherwise it would be quite boring after a while. All the billions of lives that we spent, we didn't spend most of them, in the human realm. Most of them we spent somewhere else, in other realms. And because we don't get from the human realm back into the human realm, we will experience another realm. So we don't remember, and things go on and go on and go on and go on. And we never get out. Unless we understand the first noble truth of dukkha, that there is so much dukkha. And just try to remember, training this body to walk, training this body to talk, training this body to think. 15 years of your life you trained this body before you could use it, or 16 years. When you went to university, 20 years. You trained it, and then you used it. And then you used it for your amusement for 20 or 30 years, and then with 40, 45 or 50, it starts to fall apart. And then you wait until it is completely fallen apart, until it decays, and then you get out of this body, and look for a new body. 15 years training, 30 years, for for most of the people, they have a healthy body. For other people who have a sick body, it is even worse. For us, who have a healthy body, we can use it for 30 years until it starts to fall apart. This doesn't work, just like a car. When you use it for 8 years, you have to replace, carburetor and whatever, and so on, and so on. The ceilings, the cylinder, and so on. No? Until you can't repair it anymore. And where do we repair our body? We go to the doctor. And then he cuts it open, replaces this organ with that organ, throws out the old organ that doesn't work, puts in a new organ. We don't think about it. But that's what reality is. The body is nothing else than a very comfortable, biological robot, but it needs to be maintained. And mostly all of our life, we work for the maintenance of this body. No? You work very hard, 8 hours a day or 7 hours a day, and probably in Sweden 7 hours. And then you come home, you need to fix your food, and then you watch a little bit TV, and then you go to sleep. Next morning you wake up, you do the same thing. Every day is the same thing. We get up, we work, we eat a little bit, we work, then we come home, we eat a little bit, we have 2 hours of entertainment, and then we sleep. And in other terms, in more simpler terms, we get up, we do something, we eat something, and we sleep. No matter what we do, it's always the same. Even on weekends. We get up, we eat something, we do something, we eat something, we do something, and then we go to sleep. If you find something boring, then you should find this kind of life boring. Not the Buddha, not the breath, but this kind of life. You get up, you do something, you eat something, you do something more. But because we call this doing something, always we have thousands of names for it. That's why we get full. That's what we're talking about, this language. Living in an ivory tower, constantly calling this thing like this, that thing like that, we always think it's just different. But actually, it's an action of the body. When we do something, we move the body. When we wash our clothes, we move the arms and we move the feet and we move the body. When we eat, we move the hands, we move the body. No? When we walk, we move the body. We move the arms or we move the legs. And some things we like it. This kind of movement, we like it, but it's always the same movement. But washing, for instance, washing or cleaning our apartment, we don't like, but it's just movement of the body. This we don't like. But when we go for a stroll, that's what we like. Or we go shopping, or we love it. But it's also movement of the body, movement of the body. But because we call it differently and we attach, a good or a bad to it, then we like it or dislike certain things. But actually, when you observe yourself, and there's little things that you can observe, you're not distracted by many things. So when you wash, when you go, for instance, take a shower, observe the movement of the body. When you eat, observe the movement of the body. When you do walking meditation, observe the movement of the body. When you do sitting meditation, there's hardly any movement, or there shouldn't be any movement. And then boil it down. And then sooner or later you have to wash your clothes, 2 or 3 days, and observe the movement of the body. And where's the difference? Ask yourself, where's the difference? Moving the arm in this way, you say, oh, that's nice. Moving the arm down that way, say, dislike? No. Why is there attachment to dislike? Why is there attachment to like when you do one thing and when you do another thing? Ask yourself. If you want to find this life boring, use this kind of reflection. Pain, Pain, pain. So we need to move the body. Pain, We can't sit still. It's impossible. So investigate pain. What is pain? Where is it coming from? Where is it? Where is it located? How does it feel like? Breathe it in. Just like a bad smell, breathe it in. Don't try to averse it. Breathe it in. And then there is no bad smell. It smells differently, yes. Pain is the same thing. The first thing we accept, then we investigate where is it. Where exactly is it located? Until it disappears, and it appears at the next time, at another point. And then we follow it until it shows us where it's coming from. It has nothing to do with the body, but somebody suggests, the pain is so much in body, my knee hurts so much I can't, And then you investigate it, and then suddenly the pain, shifts from one knee to the other. And that knee where you thought, it's excruciating pain, it's not there anymore. What kind of pain is that? Magic. But we love magic shows, don't we? We love this. We are constantly tricked by this magician. And this magician is nobody else than Avijja, the mastermind behind all this illusion. And he tricks us, And every time, even if we know his tricks, then we decide not to fall for his trick, then he produces a new trick that we have never seen before. Wow, that's amazing. I really need to get up now. I'm going to die in an instant. My breath is going to stop. I'm going to die. It's just a trick, another trick of the magician. Whatever can die, will die anyway. So, it's enough for today. Windy. Pain! Okay, any pressing question? No questions?